welcome to the channel. My name is James, and here at 20th and 21st Movies, we are about all things cinema. All right, it is that time of the month. This year is flying by, like I keep saying, every single month. It becomes sort of a broken record, but it's really true that time flies and time waits for nobody. And as it stands here, it's time to start planning our Memorial Day barbecue parties, and it's graduation season coming up because April is about to give way to May. So April showers bring May flowers, and that means it is time to talk a little bit about what is coming to this channel, 20th and 21st Movies, for the month of May. I've got my paper here that I typically have, and I started out with a pretty short list, but it's kind of grown over the last 24 hours as I've sort of prepared for this video and talking about what's coming on the channel. And I'm really excited about what we have to talk about coming up, not only for what's on this paper here, but also thinking about the things that I'm not even thinking about that I'll pop on here and share thoughts with you on as well. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what we're going to talk about on this channel, what we have planned to cover in the month of May 2024. So the first piece of content that I have planned for the channel is a coverage of a recent Criterion Collection release that I think is extremely fascinating. And I just want to share thoughts on this title. It's an upgrade to Blu-ray of an existing spine number in the collection, spine number 214, and it's a film directed by William Dieterle, All That Money Can Buy. So this will be the first planned video of the month of May 2024. Will be a review of this edition from Criterion of All That Money Can Buy, also known as The Devil and Daniel Webster. So I'll be doing a review of this on the channel to start off the month of May, so be on the lookout for that. Just continuing our series of reviewing Criterion Collection Edition releases. So I'm really excited about that. And then I'm super excited, folks, to kick off a series that's going to start off in the month of May. And this is following up with what I did last year on 70s Film Frenzy. This time we're going to visit the decade before, so 10 years prior. And we're going to do a series on 60s films. So it's going to be called Swingin' 60s Cinema. I'm going to do Swingin' 60s Cinema Part 1 in the month of May. So I'm going to have 10 films from the 1960s that I'm going to talk about in that segment. It's going to be like a live stream format, similar to what I did for 70s Film Frenzy. And to give you a little bit of a sneak peek under the tent, I've got the 10 films lined up for this part 1. And one of those films is a film that recently had a 50th anniversary edition. I shouldn't say recently, but that came out in the early 1960s, and it is Westside Story. So yeah, Westside Story. This is the Digipack Blu-ray DVD edition that came out a number of years ago. So it's actually, at this time, I think this is coming up on the 60th anniversary of this film, if I am not mistaken. Actually, it's 60, this came out in 61. So yeah, we're like 63 years into. So this edition actually is, this Digipack is over a decade old. So I got to get my timing right. But yeah, West Side Story is going to be one of those films starring Natalie Wood and several other luminaries. That'll be one of the 10 films that I will cover in Swingin' 60s Cinema Part 1 coming in May. So definitely excited about that. And then, of course, we'll cover the Criterion Collection and Arrow Video announcements of their August 2024 titles. So this will be the titles coming out the month after what we hope to be the July Barnes & Noble sale for Criterion titles. So we'll cover those titles that Criterion plans to release in the month of August, around the middle of the month of May. And then toward the end of the month of May, we'll look for that announcement from Arrow Video on their August 2024 titles, and we'll cover that. Then there are 3 4K Ultra HD titles that I'm super excited to share thoughts on, get my hands on these titles and see them and experience them for myself, and then come on here and share with you what I think about these 3 4Ks. Dune Part 2, super excited about that. I absolutely loved seeing that film in the cinema. I want to try to see it one more time in the theater before it ends its theatrical run, but we shall see. But I'm looking forward to getting that 4K Ultra HD in my hands in the month of May, and I want to share thoughts on that. I want to share thoughts on the Criterion Collection 4K of Peeping Tom. So looking forward to that 4K and doing a review of that title in the month of May, as well as Arrow Video is releasing on 4K Ultra HD a film called Narc toward the end of the month, and looking forward to sharing my thoughts on that title as well. So those are 3 4K titles that I plan to share thoughts on this channel in May. And we'll see what else we cover as well that I'm not even thinking of. And then, of course, this will be the first installment in our Taste Directors Summer 2024 series. So we've got 4 directors that we are highlighting in the summer months, starting in May with Steven Spielberg. So we'll do a Taste Directors series entry for Steven Spielberg, Taste of Steven Spielberg films. So super excited about that. I've already got the 4 films that I am going to cover for that segment. And I tell you what, this is one of those directors that has such a prolific output that it's really hard to say, okay, these are the 4 films I've chosen. You would probably choose 4 totally different films as well as somebody else. And I think that'll be an interesting part of the discussion in terms of which films from his massive filmography would you choose for a Taste Director segment. But I will share the 4 that I chose in that upcoming discussion in the month of May. And then, of course, we'll close out the month similar to what I'm doing right now as we're closing out May, or closing out April, heading into May. We'll close out May and give a preview of what we're going to cover in June. That'll probably be the last video of the month for the month of May. So yeah, that's what we have planned for the channel for the month of May. Really looking forward to starting off with a discussion on this edition from the Criterion Collection. So looking forward to hearing what you think about that, and definitely looking forward to doing that Swingin' 60s Cinema Part 1 and talking about 10 films from the 1960s and covering that decade of cinema. I'm not sure how many parts I will do in that series, but we shall see. We'll start off with Part 1 and see where it takes us from there. But hope you all have a great rest of your day. Hope you close out the month of April the way you want to, and you're ready to head into the month of May and all the great things that await us in the world of entertainment. But hope you have a great rest of your day, and I appreciate your watching this video, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time at the movies. Peace.